Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. T, and I'm here because we're about to channel some memories for you. And we're going to do some memory recall as I access the Akashic Records. I'm doing 4 cards, $10 each for $40. And the reason why this is a little bit more pricier than my other readings is because you guys, you have to be very skilled in the highest vibrations in order to access the Akashic Records, and it does pull from my energy. And I'm doing it for multiple people. Now, usually I start off with a reading for the collective. I'm not doing that this time. I'm not reading for the collective. I'm going to share my own story and experience. Hi, Sissy. How are ya? I'm going to start with my own story because I'm my own advocate. Okay. Um, as we exit from out of the Piscean age, we're now entering into a new phase in our lives, which is the Aquarian age. We are able to see, all right, for ourselves. Spirit has been having me tap into my own reservoir more lately now than I ever have. As a result, I know who I am and who I was and what I carry. The biggest gift you can give yourself is to know thyself. So let me share this story with you. Okay? Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, get comfortable. It ain't going to be a long, long time, but it's enough to give you the information that's necessary. So, many of you may know that have listened to my past recordings that I have a crystal that's called the Lemurian crystal, where I was teleported to Hawaii, which is ancient Lemuria. While I was there, I worked with a Lemurian elder who initiated me as a Lemurian high priestess, which I was in previous lifetimes, but I had no knowledge. I had no memory of it. And it just seems like you guys from there, I just super accelerated spiritually. I've always been on a path of ascension, but I've never come into the ascension that I've come into now, which is enlightenment, which it takes years, you guys. Sometimes it takes people a lifetime to reach that. But I reached it being almost half a century, 45 years. Okay. So I was channeling yesterday morning. Actually, no, it was this morning. I stand corrected. Okay. My great, 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 great grandmother to the 10th power came to me. Okay. She shared some ancestral knowledge. Now, these indigenous people are deeply rooted in their ecosystem. Okay. She was my Chinese grandmother, which she didn't identify herself to me as Chinese. She identified herself to me as Mongolian, okay, which is part of my heritage, both spiritually and physically, because of their connection with nurturing the environments. They have their own unique lifestyle, education, and even culture. If you look at their culture, even their school systems are totally different from ours. There is a significant advantage of having indigenous cultures and roots in your bloodline because of their unique and close connection to Mother Earth. They know the science, people. Okay. Yes, yes, the answer is yes, Dana. Remember, for moderators, anything over $30 is 50% off for you guys on the lives. And yes, yes, and yes. All right. Let me collaborate. My grandmother from 10 generations ago appeared to me this morning. And this is what she told me. She said, if mankind relies this connection on their own, it can drop to globalization efforts that only focus on gains and profits. And instead of starting to create harmonious places for everybody, to let their own uniqueness and their own unique cultures flourish. In the internal circle of life, we will have peace, we will have security, and we will have good health. So please return to your consciousness before it's too late. Part of how we move forward is by reorganizing that we are right on time. We're not late. Divine timing doesn't have to translate. God can also mean excellent or delightful. So why not make room for some delightful timing in your life? Instead of calling it divine timing, call it delightful timing. You might want to write that down. See, divine timing was with the old matrix. Okay. Okay, I received it, sissy. We're in a new matrix right now. Or we're in a new earth right now. The old matrix is gone. There is no other matrix. I stand corrected again. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited to share this information with you. And then I'm going to start pulling cards. Dana, you're first. Yes, delightful timing. I'm going to go ahead and pin that up here too, because it is delightful timing. And remember to nurture your own being. We take care of other people. We take care of our jobs. We pay our bills. We take care of our debts. We do everything outside of ourselves before ourselves. Okay? Remember not to forget you. Don't count you out. Okay? I want to see you guys in a comment section, because energy is everything. Okay? The more of us that is on this spectrum, the more it will be so. All right? Don't count yourself out. So you will put, don't count me out. Okay? And if you don't count you out, the universe won't count you out. You put yourself first, the universe will put you first. Okay? So it's a good time to have this reminder around you when you're in a moment of feeling stuck. Delightful timing, you guys. Make room for delightful timing. And remember to nurture your own being. Don't count yourself out. That's right, Dana. Don't count me out. Because if you don't count yourself out, the universe won't count you out. Okay? Now, on some readings, I extend the reading to those that did not make it on the reading, because I do believe that my readings are timeless and you would hear it when you are supposed to. So if anyone is interested still in doing a Akashic reading, this is what I'm doing for you. For 4 cards, $10 each, $40, which is not much, but the channeling is much. It takes a lot. Okay? In order for me to reach the Akashic records, you guys, I have to be 90 and above. Guess who's back? I am so sorry, you guys. I should have looked at my battery life before I went live, but my daughter had my phone all day, so I didn't even think about it because she usually keeps it charged. So it didn't even give me a warning. That's the crazy part. Okay, I'm coming, y'all. Okay, so I usually have three forms of payment. You can pay me through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, or not Venmo, Zelle. I have Venmo, but I don't use it. Okay, and those are my three forms of payment. I just put it up on the screen for you. Now, so I left off on you remembering to nurture your own being. Give yourself plenty of light. Make sure you take time for food that is high vibrational and good sustainable water. Okay? Play some high vibrational music. Watch the music that you're listening to. Don't be listening to Toxic Scissor. Okay, please. I'm not trying to be funny, but her music is toxic. Okay? Yeah, most of us have been through what she has went through, but do we want to stay in that vibration? Hell no. So stop listening to that music because you're gonna keep on attracting those same type of guys. Okay? SZA is part of an agenda. I hope you guys know that. Oh, it's just music. It's just art. It's just lyrics. People kill people for sport. Are we gonna go ahead and applaud that one too? I'm just saying. So play some high vibrational music that resonates with what you want. If you want love, play music about being in love. The Isley Brothers is one of my favorite songs. Drifting on a memory. There's no place I'd rather be but with you. Yeah. Come on now. Those old school songs, they knew. Okay. Stay in high consciousness. All right. And kindly be gentle to yourself as much as possible as you're growing. You're growing seed. We don't yell at seeds when they grow. We don't yell at our plants while they're growing. So make time to be calm, cool, and collective. So that's it, y'all. I tell you one thing, if I didn't go within and spend time with myself, my great grandmother to the 10th power would not have never came to me. I wasn't at my ancestor altar, you guys, when I received her download. I was in my bed. Okay. It wasn't until I started my spiritual journey that I started to remember who I was, who I am. I didn't get this going to church. I would have never got this information going to church. I only got this information when I reached my higher self, my God self. Okay. I didn't depend on this outdated ancient system that never worked in the first place for us. Source the Creator helped me to design the Divine Matrix class that we have now. That's open for enrollment for those that are ready to tap into their own power and become their own sovereign and become empowered over their own resources for developing and navigating through their own life, co creating alongside God's source and remembering who they are and what they are and what their gifts are that they carry. I'm opening that door for you today. And I do want to apologize because the installment button is not there. I did like a mock order, and PayPal has not quite set it up right because I'm having technical difficulty. Someone's going to reach out to me. I put in a service ticket so they can help me with this. So I don't want to come across as a liar. I did not lie. I do have installments, but the button's not there yet. Okay. I'm gonna let the text do what they do, and I'm gonna stay in my lane and do what I do. And with that being said, by next Wednesday, I project that it should be up. And if you're interested in joining the class, I recommend that you join it at that time. That way, your pockets can have some comfort. I'm not here to persuade you, okay? I'm not here to coerce you. I'm here to give you information, and what you do with it is totally up to you. All right, Dana, it's on you, girl. All right. I call upon Dana's ancestors and the elements to give me guidance so I can have pure knowledge and information to give to her this evening about who she is and the power that she carries. And so it is. Ashe. Here we go, girl. And if any of my moderators joined us like at a later time, I would still honor 50% off for you as well. The first card that we got is the cardinal directions. Come on now. Astrology, Mrs. Astrologist. And you're really good at what you know too. Okay now, girl. I'm gonna have to turn the light on for this one because I can't see. I'm coming. hmm And this one says, remembering. You forgot to remember who you are, but I think that you're getting past that. I think you're starting to remember. But that's one of the things you have forgotten in this lifetime. Okay? Let's see what your third card is going to be. This card is sticking out. I'm going to get this card. Creation. You forget how to create things in your life. All right. Okay. 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 Uh-oh. You forgot how to heal yourself. You used to be a healer. Medicine. Wow. I'm excited for you too. Girl. Okay, healer. Heal thyself. All right. All right. Let's do this. So, the very first card that you got was and is the cardinal directions. Let's see what they're talking about. Why did Dana get the cardinal directions? Okay, this associates with the number 8. That may have or carry some type of significance for you. Let's read what it says. The house rules are instructions. Okay, now listen. You want to probably want to access your natal chart and look at your houses. Because in your houses, it tells you what type of clients are going to be drawn to you, how to appease your clients, and so much when it comes to career and family. Okay. But let me go ahead and finish this and then I'll channel the rest for you. All right. When most of us think about the cardinal directions used around the world, we think of north, south, east, and west. We also think about the tangible part of the cardinal directions, the compass. The directions use the rising and the setting of the sun as reference points. Because the earth rotates from west to east, the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Yet the directions change with the earth. As the earth magnetic field varies over time, the positions of the magnetic north and magnetic south can shift. East and west are constants. What does all of this tell us? That nature follows itself. And that's why we are told, this is me channeling, to look at nature. When you look at nature, you will finally understand and understand, Dana, how shit really goes. Everything is cyclical. Okay? Everything goes in cycle. That's why it's called the circle of life. A butterfly, in order for it to become a butterfly, it starts as a caterpillar. And it literally has to rip itself open to be able to fly. But as for the dragonfly, it starts off as a water bug. Do you know that? A water bug. You know how many water bugs I used to kill? When I read this information this morning, I cried because I didn't know that I was killing a dragonfly. Now, here's the thing, the dragonfly is given a choice. The dragonfly can remain a water bug and stay on that low vibrational plane, or it can choose to rise higher into the beautiful dragonfly. So every time you look at a dragonfly, use that dragonfly instead of a butterfly as transformation. I'm going to tell you why. Because what you think is what the universe is going to mirror back to you. Never use a butterfly for transformation. And I'm going to tell you the significance of why I'm saying this. Because they have the hardest transformation that they go through before they become the beautiful butterfly that they are. Why choose to be a butterfly when you could be a dragonfly? And the process is much easier. They don't have to rip themselves open. They beautifully just become. Does that resonate with you, Dana? All right. So I'm going to go back to the book. The sun appears in the east and sets in the west, yet the directions change with the earth. As the earth's magnetic field varies over time, the positions of the magnetic north and magnetic south can shift. East and west are constants. What does all of this tell us? That nature follows itself. That's where I left off at. So let's be open to the ideal that maybe this is all much simpler than what we thought in the first place. Maybe we've been overcomplicating things and not adjusting when our own magnetic field changes. Our internal compasses can be impacted, and sometimes we need to adjust. This is especially true when we follow our instincts and listen to our gut and act in accordance with doing not just good by ourselves, but by others. We're humans tuned into our intuition, okay? When we are tuned into our intuition, use our own internal compasses, and adjust when needed, we can better communicate and collaborate, not only with nature, but with another. Where might your compass need to be adjusted? How has your intuition or internal compass helped you so far? This week, try to imagine you have a compass for your being. Tune into it and notice and track where it pulls you. Okay? All right. That was your first card. Let's move on to your second. And I'm going to have to take a sip real quick. Then my throat is getting dry. 1 second. All right. I'm back.
Hmm.
Your next card is remembering. Mm. Funny thing is, it's 47, which is number 11. This may be connected to your twin, too. Let's see. Remembering. Buried treasure. We are remembering how to move into a state of being that enables us to operate from a place of wonder more easily. When we begin to perceive situations as part of a whole versus as an independent and disconnected moment, we can perceive emotions as temporary cycles or states of being. This is akin to seeing this life as a flowing river of consciousness versus a stagnant pool of murk. When we know we're in the river, it becomes much easier to paddle through. The rapids, even if we get knocked around a little bit. We know a bit better now how to get the being back into the vessel. Remember, Dana, I told you that when the body experiences any type of trauma, like rape, or if you get shot, or if you have a heart attack, or if you fall down the steps, remember I told you the soul extracts itself from out of the body? Then some people don't take guidance from their soul, and the soul, it leaves the body, but it stays attached to the aura. That's what it means about getting the being back into the body. The ancients knew this happened. Okay, they knew that when a person was down, or when a person was stuck, or when a person felt stagnant, that is because they were not connected to their own soul or their own God self. That's why. Whenever you're connected to source, you don't feel that way. That's why they call it the dark night of the soul, because your light leaves, if that makes sense. So you're remembering, going back to the book now, you're remembering is like a treasure chest being unearthed. What's inside, what's included, and what will be discovered is your adventure, just like in gaming or virtual reality. Sometimes we need to change the angle to get a better look to see how to proceed. We can look at our lives in the same way as we begin to track synchronicities, dates, patterns, and experiences with and on the non ordinary reality. We can begin to really see the true majesty of nature, of source. We begin to give more credit to our intuition and trust our connection. The more breadcrumbs spirit throws our way, the more destinations we visit, the more we can begin to trust them. If we can imagine all the windows of time through which the things have had to occur in order to perfectly align for synchronicity, we were just talking about that today with Boston. You can't help but experience wonder, especially given how small we are in the grand scheme of the universe. We're just a speck, a dot. This week, consider how remembering may be helping you to unearth all of your treasures. All right, let's go to your third card, girl. I love your reading. Your reading is amazing. Okay, we got creation. You got number 8 again, 26. 8 is just like your number. Okay. All right. Anatomy of Spirit. There is a book that I know I'm always doing books at you, but this one you really got to get it. I'm gonna tell you off of the reading. It's a very high level conscious book. All right. Remind me of Anatomy of Spirit. Okay. Um, as you look at the image of a human lung side by side with the extended branches of a tree, or a cross section of a tree trunk side by side with the human fingerprint, you begin to realize that we aren't just a part of nature, we are nature. The human brain even mirrors the universe, two of the most challenging and complex systems in nature. Our brain functions thanks to a wide neuronal network that is estimated to contain approximately 69 billion neurons. The observable universe is composed of a cosmic web of at least 100 billion galaxies and counting. Thanks again, NASA. Within both of these seemingly, I don't trust NASA. I'm sorry. Anyway, I hate to say that. I shouldn't even say it while I was live. Anyhow, thanks, NASA. Within both these seemingly completely different systems, only 30% of each are composed of galaxies or neurons. Within both systems, galaxies and neurons arrange themselves as long nodes between the filaments. Filaments, yes, like a light bulb, giving new meaning to the light bulb, being used as a symbol for an ideal, doesn't it? The most fascinating and wondrous piece of this is that in both systems, the brain in the universe is 70% of the distribution of energy is composed of a mysterious matter. Water in the brain and dark energy on dark matter in the observable universe. We are both made of 70% mystery. Yes, you are too. And last but certainly not least, you got medicine, and it's 10. Okay. All right, girlfriend. This is the last message. Unless there's someone else that wants to read while I'm here on this live. All right, girlfriend. Snakes and ladders. Snakes are long standing allies of transformation itself. They appear in all natural and primary spiritualities and have been symbols of growth and rebirth since we could curve them. Often associated with the both healing and magic, two snakes form part of the caduceus on the staff of Thoth. It's also used in medicine. The caduceus is still used today as a symbol of modern medicine. To quote from a magical story at the Red Sea, Creator said to Moses, "Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea." A rod, a wand, okay? The staff is a wand. It was a wand that was described to have produced water from a rock, a flinty rock, transformed into a snake and back. Staff to a snake? Snake medicine is healing medicine. It is transformation, miraculous growth, and transformation. Transformation is part of what makes spiritual transformations possible. Medicine is how we transform poison into power. When a snake sheds its skin, it's because it has outgrown it. What might have you outgrown or be in the process of shedding? What parts of your life or self that you might have viewed as negative or poison can be transformed into medicine? What needs to be healed right now? This is what you've forgotten. You buried something that you need to heal. And that's your message. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and sign off. That's it. That's all. Namaste. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in and chiming in. I'm out.